Charlie, I want to say, by starting off, I was told by your wonderful assistant over here that I should tell you that I disagree with almost everything. Obviously, we have not had a 2-hour conversation. So, like, who knows? Maybe we had a few beers. We agree on something, but
I'll have water. You can have whatever you want.
All I've heard is stuff that I'm just like, what? First, I want to say that I guess as the first 2 hours of your speech was you complaining about kind of these leftists and kind of this, but I've never heard any policy positions. When I go to something like a Senator Sanders convention or someone on the left, they're going to talk about healthcare, inequality, inflation, growth, but you guys all seem to want to talk about is how the left does this or the left does that, but no policies of how to fix anything. So I guess that kind of goes with my first question is, what is the GOP's actual position when it comes to fixing inflation?
Well, a couple things. First of all, I'm not a senator, nor am I aspiring to be one. Number two, yes, I was mildly distracted by the windows being broken and the terrorists outside. I fully acknowledge that, okay? So I was a little policy shallow tonight and a little bit terrorist deep, okay? I will admit that. Third, I'll say this. I don't speak for the GOP, right? I have my own ideas, and I actually think the GOP does a terrible job. But let me give you some ideas that I think you might agree with, okay? I think that vital products should be made in America, not in China. And we should use tariffs and sanctions to get it done.
I like that.
Vitamin C, penicillin, critical infrastructure should be manufactured here. I think American college graduates should be given preference to go work for American companies above foreign workers. And that means reforming the H-1B system and actually giving you, the American college-educated kids, a preference because we have a moral obligation to our own citizens over the citizens of another country.
Ooh, I like that one. I like Charlie Kirk. Because one way to win over Gen Z, college-age students, there you go. There you go. Proposing something like that. Getting a bill passed just like that. Boom. Hey, if you go to college, when you get out of college, we're going to make sure that you have preferential treatment over people from other countries, over people coming from other countries, because we have an obligation to you. You're an American. You come first. It's not saying that we won't help anybody else, but we help us first. Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. How do you guys feel about it? Let me know in the comment section. I think if Trump said something like that, that would be beautiful. But he has to wait to say something like that until... Wait, actually, no. I don't think he has to wait. Nah. From a strategy perspective, I think he should wait until, 6 months before the election and then say something like that. Only because I don't want him to say it and then Joe tries to, go behind everybody's back to try to push something very, 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 very similar to it. You know what I mean? Like he did for what did Trump do? And then Joe came back and did the exact same thing. I forgot why am I drawing a blank on it? Oh man. Trump did something and then Joe came and did the exact same thing and came out and spoke about it and was like acting super proud. Like it wasn't already done in the first place. Trump had already did it. Oh man, what was that? I'm drawing a blank. Y'all tell me what that was. Oh man, I know y'all know. But anyway, let's continue.
I think we should fully close the United States southern border. I think we should not allow illegal...
I just want to interrupt you. Sorry, you were saying you're for a government program that puts American college students...
reforming the immigration system, right? So that big companies like Facebook don't do quasi-indentured servitude to bring foreign workers in and be able to compete
that would be a government program that would do that.
Well, yeah, the government program actually already exists.
Okay, so you're actually a conservative who's for increasing the government size, not for decreasing.
Well, no, I want a small but strong government, so I want things that are smart. For example, I'd love to have more Border Patrol agents and less IRS agents. So where it makes sense to increase the volume of government agents, as long as it is pursuing a couple things that are core to my philosophy. A strong country that has borders, sovereignty, culture, and maintains a moral commitment to its citizens, that you should be able to work hard, play by the rules, be able to have a family, own a home, and see rising income and wages. Those are very basic things in a social contract.
Why is the increasing IRS agents, which are taxes that belong to us, they help pay for things like roads, GPS, infrastructure, basic things that
They
you
don't
and
pay
yourself
for
needed to get
GPS,
here.
but yeah,
Why
so-
would that be why would that be so bad, having everyone pay their fair share of taxes so we can have a government that functions correctly? Obviously, government does work for
Because the IRS isn't going for the rich people like they say. They're going for regular folks like you and I. The rich people are rich for a reason, okay? And one of those reasons is they can pay people that we couldn't even dream to afford. They can pay people that know the tax code like the back of their freaking hands, that know every single loop-de-loop and up and down, left or right, nook and cranny, like the back of their hand. They can do circles around that tax code. All right? That is why. And also, a lot of us can't afford to pay someone to fight against, if the IRS came after us. We just pay. The rich like, no, absolutely not. Hey, yo, lawyer, handle that for me. That's why.
everything, but we all benefit from government services every day. And the basic
I'm sorry, no one in this room is going to benefit from 87,000 new IRS agents. Instead, those 87,000 new IRS agents are going to be deployed against small business owners. But I could keep on going with policy examples. I can keep on building it out. But let me just say this. I love markets, but I'm willing to critique markets when I think they're not serving people and they're not serving the nation. I think our overindulgence in free trade fanaticism has been a major mistake over the last 20 or 30 years. I don't worship corporations, but I do think that entrepreneurs and private property rights and people taking risks are a general good for society. And not only does history show this, but common sense logic and material reality shows all this. I can give you more and more examples if you want of policy stuff. That's less actually interesting. The reason I don't go through policy stuff is, again, is that I'm not running for office, right? I don't represent the Republican Party. But if I can build out a worldview that you can agree with, then the policy answers will come naturally, right? So if you understand morals and values, then you could answer the next 1,000
I guess for me as a
policy
student,
questions.
I care a lot more about policy than what people say. Like what government does is a lot more important to me, and that's why I was confused why your speech was not about policy.
Because, again, I'm
But
not
anyway,
running for
I want
office.
to ask one more question before I go. I guess for us, there used to be a thing called the middle class, or the idea of a growing and strong middle class.
Yep.
And I feel like for the past 10 years, especially on the right, maybe on the left too, for the more neoliberal left, but the right, that idea is kind of shrunken. I don't think there's a lot of talk in middle class. Do you view income inequality as a problem?
I totally
and
disagree.
Income inequality, I want to
So-
say income inequality being the difference between
Let me
the
ask
need
you, though,
and the median.
I have a question. Why is it that the wealthiest counties in America all vote on the left?
Because that's where how money works and how capitalism works is how where all the wealth is, where all the people want to be.
But
So Silicon Valley is all the jobs and all that
why
stuff.
do they vote liberal then if the left...
In what ways they vote liberal? Not on taxes, not on
For-
things that I am for.
they vote for Joe
Socially-
Biden, they vote for
socially
Nancy
they're left,
Pelosi.
But they're socially
So-
left, but they're not economically left. Believe me, if you go to the Bay Area, they are very economically right. Dianne Feinstein is not left, in my opinion. So it may be left socially, but I don't think they're left in my point of view.
Yeah, but
So-
so then let me ask you then, why is it that the muscular class in America has shifted right over the last 7 years?
Not according to the midterms. I mean, you guys tanked in the midterms
Okay,
most recently.
you keep
So,
on saying you guys. I don't represent
Sorry.
the Republican
And what does he mean by tanked? We won the popular vote.
my
Party.
apologies.
But
The-
I just want to critique one of your misguided premises, which is that somehow the right is not representing middle class voters. It's the opposite. Actually, states that are traditionally blue-collar, muscular class, middle-class states are now solid red states. Look at Ohio. Ohio is a state that used to be far left, and now it's more in the right direction. So what is the right actually doing about it? To answer your question, a couple things. We're rejecting neoliberalism. Like, how about this? We shouldn't send $200 billion, and we should instead represent our own people and close our own border. That's number one. Number two is that we should be unafraid to use tariffs and sanctions to say that critical infrastructure and things that matter should be made here in America. Whether the delusion on the left, and I just want to challenge you on this, is that the left has a bunch of people that talk a good game, AOC and Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden, but when it really matters, they're nothing more than neoliberal shills that are willing to invade other countries, invite them into our country, and then lie to their voters under the veneer of social liberalism. The populist movement in America that represents real people, muscular class teachers, police officers, and firefighters, it lives on the American right because we listen to our constituents and we're willing to fight for ideas like tariffs tariffs, sanctions, closed border, and no more money the left is shilling for all those things. Thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate it. Getting to the next one. Thank you.
Can I just ask, is the difference between the mean and the median income
There's
inequality, is that a problem
50
to you guys?
people in line.
Income
Thank
inequality.
you.
Is that
Income inequality is a big issue, which is exactly why I support the things that I said. Next question.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Shout out to Turning Point UK and Charlie Kirk. Shout out to Turning Point USA as well. Both of those sides of the same coin. I love Charlie Kirk and him going in his little debates with folks when he's on stage, and Candace Owens, and who else is sometimes with them? Wasn't there somebody else? Am I mistaken? No, that was just a quick. There was like a panel of like Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, and like two other black people. There was like a chick and a guy, if I remember correct. But I think that was just like one time. But yeah, I love these videos. Love them, love them, love them. Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens always knock it out of the park. So I will never shy away from checking out one of these. So hey, if you ever come across one, send them my way. Send them my way. I might have missed it. But anyway, y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.